Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ Benoit, and thank you so much for tuning in as we uplift, support, and celebrate our beloved Hawks just tearing through the centennial season. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It would also be awesome to have you along with this fantastic and wonderful growing community. You'll see in the comments, these people are awesome. We've got our top 4 topics of the day, so let's dive in, shall we? I'm going to start this with a little bit of a preface. I'm recording this Sunday after the Hawks game. You're seeing this Monday. I will not be recording something for Tuesday, so I'm going to give you a preview of the Las Vegas game coming up, and then be back in the saddle Wednesday for the follow-up on that. So no video on Tuesday, just so you guys know. I'm on the road and just won't be able to do it. So let's talk about Friday night, Nashville, the game that we really should have won. It was at the UC, which is great, and we gave it everything that we had, but ultimately we came up short, right? 4-3 loss to Nashville, the dumpster fire. Right? They just beat Detroit beforehand, and then they come in and they eke one out with us. It was a back and forth affair, full of fight, chances, and heartbreak. So let's break down what happened and just go through it really quickly because we want to put that in the rearview mirror as well. We struck first. Ryan Donato scored just 50 seconds left in the first period to give us a lead. Nashville responded early in the second. And then added a second one before we got to answer back. On the power play, Ryan Green tied it up 2-2 with a nice slap shot off of a setup from young Mr. Oliver Moore. Nashville then took control in the second period, and midway through the third, Ryan O'Reilly scored to push the Predators ahead 4-2. We kept fighting. Teravainen answered with a goal to make it 4-3, but then that would be it for the night, right? Nashville held on. So final shots were close, 29-27 in favor of the Predators. Arvid Soderblom made 25 saves, which is plenty, but sometimes it's not enough. This was the Hawks' 5th straight loss, right? Not great. Definitely not where we want to be. We did have 3 studs. We had depth scoring and balanced attack with Ryan Donato, Ryan Green, and Teravainen. When they're all hitting the net, it's encouraging, right? This means that it's not just a one-man show. Guys beyond the top line showed up and contributed, which we had asked them to do. Grit and fight through adversity. The Hawks didn't fold after falling behind. They pushed back, they generated chances, and answered when Nashville scored. That kind of resilience is what you want in a young group fighting to build identity. And having grit is a great identity. Puck movement and special teams moments. The power play goal by Green, a well-executed shot from a pass from Moore. This shows that there's chemistry, that the special teams unit can still strike whenever they have that opportunity. So the puck movement at times looked really good, and they did create some quality chances. 3 things to work on, right? Defensive breakdowns and second period collapse. We tend to have a problem with the middle period, and sometimes we have a problem with the ending period as well. But a lot of times, second period seems to be a hurdle for us. Nashville scored 3 times in the second period. You can't let teams get that many high danger looks, especially not at home. The defense looks shaky. The gap control and coverage just needs to tighten up. Maintaining momentum deep into the game. Teams are going to push in the third. You can't give them easy chances. The Hawks couldn't sustain their pace or composure late. Cost us dearly. Finishing and clearing the crease. We had 27 shots, right? Not bad. Always love to hit 30, but not bad for 27. But they missed key chances, allowed too many rebounds, and second chance opportunities for Nashville. Finishing those looks and cleaning up in front of the net needs to be a priority. So that's this particular game on Friday. This one hurt, right? It's a tight game, some timely goals, and still a loss. But it also shows that the fight that this group has. They're generating chances. They're scoring from depth. They're playing with heart. They just need to tighten up defensively, finish when the puck hits the net, and stop giving opponents second lives. If the Hawks learn from nights like this, they'll be dangerous down the stretch. And I believe that in this core and nights like Friday, as painful as they are building blocks. So let's go through the box score real quick. Nashville again won 4-3. 27 shots to their 29. We had 13 block shots to their 20. We had 15 hits to their 21. We won 23 faceoffs. They won 39. They were 0 for 2 on a power play. We were 1 for 4. So they had 10 penalty minutes. We had 6. So yeah, let's put that one in the rearview mirror, and let's move on to something way better to talk about. Other than the Bears, what a game on Friday. I don't know if you guys saw the Bears game as well. Woo! That's a lot of fun. Super excited for that as well. But anyway, we're about the Hawks. Let's talk about today's game, shall we? Let's talk about how we basically took down the top team in the Pacific. That is amazing. So today at the UC, we erased a 3-0 deficit and came away with a 5-3 win over the Ducks. It was a wild ride, one that shows what this group is capable of. So Anaheim blew it open early, and I mean blew it open, scoring 3 quick ones in the opening frame, 2 in the first 47 seconds alone, and then added a third before the first period was even done. So we're down 3-0, obviously a tight spot. But the Blackhawks didn't fold. Tyler Bertuzzi got him on the board with a power play goal late in the first. In the second period, Ryan Green tied it up when he snapped a shot past the Ducks netminder. And then in the third, the kid we all love to watch, Mr. Connor Bedard, 20-year-old, stepped up. He retrieved a puck off a turnover, buried the goal to go-ahead goal. Bedard then capped the night with an empty netter to seal it. He finished with 4 points. 2 goals, 2 assists. Beautiful. Also scoring, Colton Dock added a goal, giving his rebuild group a taste of success tonight, right? And then in goal, Spencer Knight made 22 or 23, some reports show 22 or 23, saves, and he got the win, ending a rough patch and giving the Hawks a chance to breathe again, right? Off the schneid. Monkey officially off our back, thank God. So who are the studs? Who showed up tonight? Connor Bedard, superstar mode, down 3-2. Bedard didn't panic. He made a big play, found the net, and then added an empty netter. 4 points and a comeback win. That's why he's the face of this rebuild. Second thing, we have resilience and team grit. Falling behind 3-0 at home, most young clubs would fold. This one doesn't, and it didn't. They stuck with it. They stayed committed to their structure and pushed back. That's the type of growth that you want to see. Depth contribution and balanced attack. Bertuzzi, Green, and Doc all got involved. When your third and fourth line guys and young wings are chipping in with goals, then depth becomes a weapon. 3 things that we got to clean up. Well, let's try not to give up early goals. Letting Anaheim score twice in the first minute. Very hard to come back from that. Talk about putting yourself in a hole. Defensive start of game focus needs some serious tightening. We rely too much on comeback drama, right? Comebacks are fun. Bears have been doing it all season. Hawks definitely had their try at it. But if you don't build a contender by playing from behind all the time. The Hawks have to start games early and start them ready so that we're not hoping to fix things after the first period. Just be focused from the first puck drop. Better discipline and consistency. There are moments tonight when the Ducks controlled rushes. They drew turnovers, forced bad defensive reads. To stay in the race, Chicago needs cleaner decisions with the puck and better focus, especially when leading. So this one, like I said, off the schneid, right? It feels a little bit like a turning point. A 5-3 win after being down 3-0. It shows heart, character, and talent rising up. The win breaks a 5-game skid, gives confidence back, proves this group isn't just here to learn, they're here to compete. And make no mistake, this team is still a work in progress, right? No one's saying it's going to be a cakewalk. But you want to build a contender, you need consistent 60-minute effort, fewer lapses, and tighter defense. If they ride this energy and learn from what went wrong, the ceiling for this group might be higher than most expect. And I saw some rankings done by The Athletic. They gave the Hawks so far this season an A-, right? We are in a place where most people didn't think we'd be able to achieve thus far this season. So let's keep the foot on the gas, shall we? I mean, this is really, really great. So who is your MVP tonight? I think most of you are going to say Bedard or Knight, both of them very well deserved. And what's the biggest thing that you think that they need to carry over from this game? And the reason why I'm asking that is because we're going to be talking about Las Vegas here in a second. But let's talk about the box score for tonight. So we end up winning 5-3. Thanks be to God. They had 26 shots. We had 18. It's wonderful that our shot percentage is so high on a game like this. I just want more shots on goal. We had 19 block shots to their 9 block shots. They had 22 hits to our 15. We had 25 faceoffs to their 29, so pretty even there. Power play 0 for 3, right? So our penalty kill our penalty kill team, that group, that unit is doing it. They're really doing well, especially the last 2 games at home. Not a problem. Blanked them every time we gave them an opportunity to a man advantage. Power play 2 for 4. Not bad, right? That's 3 for 7 over the last 2 games. So something to build on there. We've been talking about how when you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. 3 out of 7, you run at that clip, you will be the best team in penalty power play in the league. So that's amazing. Great stuff. And I might have misspoke. I think I said we were 3-1 after the first period. So sorry about that if I misspoke. All right. So moving on from there, let's talk about Vegas, because this is starting a big trip to the West. And all the teams that we're playing against, Anaheim and the Kings and Las Vegas. If I'm forgetting anyone, I don't believe I'm forgetting anyone, but those teams, they're all top teams. They're going to be all contenders. So yeah, we got Tuesday, we got Las Vegas, Thursday, and then Saturday, both away games against the Kings in LA, and then Sunday as well against Anaheim again. So 4 games, 3 teams, and they're all really good teams. So let's see how we do. I love the fact that we took down Anaheim today. Gets us on the right foot. And so we're going to be going out, like I said, to Vegas. This game matters on a few levels. It's a chance to build momentum, show that this rebuild has some real teeth, and to prove that this team can hang with one of the better clubs in the league. The Blackhawks enter with a 11-9-5 record after today, while Vegas sits at 11-6-8. So on paper, pretty even. Vegas has been chosen as one of the top 5 teams. Preseason, they were one of, I think, top 3 teams, and their odds of getting to the Stanley Cup were very high. So this is not a team to sleep on for sure. And for Vegas, they're among the higher level teams this season, right? So with decent offensive firepower and a forward core that knows how to produce. For Chicago, this isn't just about one game. It's a statement. A win here could send a message that the rebuild isn't just hype. Tonight's a measuring stick. So here's what we need to focus on. Speed, pace, and moving the puck, right? The Golden Knights typically like structure and transition. If Chicago can play with tempo, skating, quickly, quick passes, getting the pucks deep, they can force Vegas out of their comfort zone. Our group's youth and energy and skill gives us a shot at that. Special teams and discipline, we talk about that all the time. Vegas will test us with sloppy mistakes or bad penalties can be absolutely lethal. The Blackhawks need their power play kicking and their penalty kill sharp. Control the special teams battle, especially on the road. Balanced attack and depth contribution. This club works best when scoring comes from more than just the top line. We've talked about that before. If guys like our middle 6 or depth wings step up, can make a big difference. Fewer nights do team beat Vegas when they rely on just one line. So not a lot of winning when Vegas is they're too stacked through all their lines for us to just rely on one line to get it done. Goaltending and quick starts. We got to start fast, right? Don't let Vegas get the jump out early. Our goalie and defense need to be locked in from puck drop. If we weather the early surge, we absolutely have a shot. Let's just set the pace, right? Here's what the odds say. According to recent matchup data, Vegas is a slight favorite when the two clubs meet. Not a shock, given their status. And that said, this season, those odds are closer than many expected. The Golden Knights' margin for error isn't massive, especially with injuries or lineup shakes, and they've had a few recent absences. So bottom line, Vegas may be favored, but the spread seems manageable for the Hawks. And if we bring speed and we bring some smart hockey there, we can easily walk away with 2 points, right? So what's my prediction? I think this one's going to be some fireworks, right? They have the firepower for sure. It's a tough team, but I think we can go in and I think we can steal one. I'm going to say 4-3 in regulation. So I feel good about that one. Why? Because I believe this group is ready. They're young, they're fast, they're starting to believe. If they control tempo, stay disciplined and finish chances, I think we do walk out with 2 points. If they don't, I expect a tight game, maybe 5-3 or 4-2 loss, but not a blowout. But screw the loss. We're going to win because we're the Hawks. So, this game isn't just another checkbox, right? For the Hawks, it's a chance to prove that they belong. It's not just a rebuilding club, but a competitor night in and night out. For Vegas, they know they have elite skill, but they also know they can't take nights off of hungry, fast, young teams. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think the score is going to be? I'm putting down 4-3. Let me know what 4-3 Hawks. Let me know what you guys think. It's always fun to see how the prognostications go. So, moving on from there, let's talk about all your wonderful contributions. So, we got a lot to go over here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but thank you to every person who made a contribution. Thank you so much. It's so much fun. We're going to start off with someone that I know is new because this name is hilarious. End of turn, you lose. That sounds like a gamer tag to me, for sure. But welcome to the channel. This gentleman says, or female, I don't know. But this person says, RTM said, the world goes on, continue to work. Dude has such a structured mentality. Time to break the streak tonight. Now, I believe this was on Friday, but you know what? I'll take that comment, put it to today, and you're absolutely right. We broke the streak. So thank you very much. End of turn, you lose. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for your contribution. Beans 7014, repeat offender. Welcome, as always, young man. Happy Thanksgiving, PJ. Let's beat Nashville. Yeah, wanted to, but we didn't. But we did beat Anaheim, and we didn't even talk about them last episode. So awesome. Thank you so much, Beans. Hope you had a fantastic and wonderful holiday. Joshua Bauman, 3209, a repeat offender extraordinaire, and actually putting one in for today. What a game against a hot Anaheim Ducks team. Bedard is unreal. Knight was fantastic. That first line is hard to beat. Does this put Bedard at second in points? I will check, but it very well might. It's wild that they don't account for the number of games played. Celebrini is always shown ahead of Bedard in the points rankings, but always with a game or two more to get to that count. Just a thought. Thank you for the content, PJ. Go Blackhawks. All right, Joshua. Absolutely, that's something we'll check into. But yeah, they do that. It always is a little off, right? Points versus number of games played, but obviously at the end it all evens out. But very well could put Bedard up. Thank you very much for your contribution. UC Sastamoinen, Z1Z, new contributor. I would remember this one. He said, my expectations for the season are that if they are a point per game team, they've reached this season goal, of which I'm very thankful. I hope that they beat the Preds 4-1, which they didn't, unfortunately. And at the trade line, if they are in the playoff race, then I truly believe in the team. And at the moment, I still see them as a lottery team. True. When he's talking about Sasha Boisvert, Nick Lardis, and Anton Frandel have roster spots, Hawks are scary good. Very true. Totally agree with that. Thank you for your contribution, Yusi. Pike Hunter 701, I believe, is a repeat offender. As hockey fans, we should call for the media availability for refs at every game. So we've talked about how the refs, unfortunately, have been putting a little thumb on the scale as of late. Right or wrong, intentionally or not, it's just affecting us, or it has affected us in a couple of games. So Pike is responding to that. The refs, their job is hard, no question, but they're paid to get it right. I feel that Stripes have had a hand in far too many game outcomes this year, not only for the Hawks. Hold them accountable just like coaches and players. Love that. Thank you, Pike. I really appreciate that. So media availability for refs after every game. Let them talk about the penalties and why they called them, what they saw. It definitely would make them think twice before making a quick, heated call or one off the cuff, right? That kind of having that public face for it. Love that idea. Thank you very much, Pike. Lester 701, repeat offender extraordinaire, the commander. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We do have a lot to be thankful for. Hope the boys can get back to winning over these slight bumps. The games have been fun and exciting. When possible, I feel even our goalies need to shoot on the net. I agree, sir. The Blacks should win tonight, the Blackhawks should win tonight, which they unfortunately they didn't. But he said, stay safe, everyone. Snowstorm. Yeah, I hope everyone's okay with snowpocalypse on Friday. My lordy. merry every day and happy as always. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Lester. Really appreciate you. Greg Link, 4149, a new contributor, has a lot to say. So I'm not going to read it all, but I will just paraphrase and basically and he says he watches the vids and enjoys them. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being a contributor now. Love this. He wants to talk about the quality of fishing in the NHL, and he's not a fan right now, but also he's someone who has had 42 years of being a Blackhawks season ticket holder. God bless you. My God. You should be right on the ice by now. So that's amazing. But go ahead and go back and read his comments. They are very interesting. And Pike, love the idea of making the officiants, making the refs talk about their calls after the game. Why not? Why not? Brilliant. All right. So that's a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Hope everyone was able to dig out okay. Again, you'll see this on Monday. I'm not filming on Tuesday, so I'll be back with you on Wednesday. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support, for sharing about the channel to all your friends and family and neighbors. Get them all in here, the more the merrier. If you made a comment, thank you for sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and your passion about the Hawks with us all. And if you're a repeat offender in the comments section, thank you so much for your contributions. Absolutely an honor building this community with you. I just love it. It makes my everyday. I really do appreciate it. And thanks to all of you who are watching as we celebrate the very best team in hockey, at least in our opinion, with the very best fans in all of sports. And that's anyone's opinion. I mean, empirically, we are the best fans in all of sports, in the absolute best city this planet has to offer. And that, I'll fight you on. We are the best city. That does it for now. I'm PJ, and we'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.